So central Central City Health can um, operate in a faulty manner. Okay, operate in a faulty manner. Okay, or or render service erroneously or in a broken manner. Right, influence or effectuate or cause or be an integral part of or a player in causing the process to be rough, unstable, by their acts of omission, by their acts of not duly informing, whether with signing a paper, postscript, prescripts, um, you know, forward, afterward. Hey, this is what. Hey, this is what. There has been a game played energetically, you know, energetically with me. Personality game. So basically, it's going like this so you can understand. So you don't say, "Oh, you're subject to this. You have to do this, and you have to do what they say, and you have to do this, and you're not doing it, and you're being combative, and you're being opposite defiant." No, check this. I get emotionally touched because you're playing with my process as the beneficiary. Okay, you're the administrator. Okay, you're guardian of such power of attorney. You're the fiduciary representative, usher, right? You get a direct grant, payment, compensation, per diem, per service, per signature, per meeting for such services rendered, and being the administrative organization that has been set in place to administer the voucher to the recipients, to such recipients that have social economic issues, problems, deficits. Okay, vocational earning status segmentations, okay, that put them in the place they need to utilize these allocated funds, this granting for this service, as economic relief for welfare, health, and human services, to help assist in getting the individuals or the families what they need to stabilize them, to balance out their needs. So for you to provide a service or attempt to render services contrary to all that, and he was, "Oh, let's scrap them in. Let's number one, you're not preparing me mentally, emotionally, physically, you know, resourcefully, meaning upon information. That's one. Two, um, you know, I wasn't told the limiting factors of the research and development of housing, because it's not generally a expressed or presented assertion of one's prerogative, personal responsibility, because you're used to most clients not being with backbone or knowledge or hands-on ability, you know what I'm saying, with some level of intellect, a cognizant ability to know, hey, this is what you want and need, and this is how you want to place and position yourself. It's only because of subjective matters that I'm being dealt with in the manner that I'm being dealt with. So we named two, not preparing me, not duly informing me, in and outside of going over the signing of the manifest of the who, what, when, where, why, what can and what not. Several key things, several, 5 or more things that will be of the utmost importance, or imperative to know, to want to work. Somebody of mine that's like, you know what I'm saying, like they're not dealing with people on a case by case individual basis. Like, here, we know that you crippled and unstable socially, economically in this area, and or biologically, you know what I'm saying, with your behavioral health or mental health or emotional health or whatnot. But we do see that you have some awareness of how to do things and go about things, even if you scramble at large with taking care of yourself and or your own personal affairs. You are aware, you are cognizant, you are conscious, you are competent and capable. So some programs, organizations, service providers, therapists, counselors, wraparound service providers, therapists, doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, thinking about, all right, well, landlords, peer group supports. Hey, you know what? I know you have this issue, but I see you're capable in this form, in this way. So here, let me put you up on game. This is what you need to know, because you're going to want to be in the know. You need to be in the know. And if, you know what I'm saying, it's going to throw you off, and you're a person that need it and want it and can handle it and know what to do with it. I'm not being dealt with in that manner at all. It's more sense we're going to take consideration of this, but we're turning into a different frame and construct, so that we can put him as a constriction, opposition of defiant, a misconduct in a situation, so we can place him as that. Because we're going to place him as the one that's, he's going to be opposition of defiant. He think he can control things. He could think he can persuade things or influence things. I'm not asking for nothing more or less than what the service, the voucher, the granting, the subsidy requires a call for. I didn't ask him to move my stuff, but I didn't ask him to act like, we got extra, wild card or clause or extenuating circumstances, where there needs to be consideration for the move. He kicked back in the car. And I'm not thinking about him helping me, but he's sitting back in the car, kicked back, got the seat reclined. No excuse of, I had an appointment, or I thought I had an appointment, or I thought I had a room to overlap or follow up. Nah, it was that appointed time that you were supposed to be here and be at the door, knocking on the door. Hey, Mr. Glover, it's time for you to go. Grab your things. I can't help you. I don't want to help you. I don't need to help you. It's not within my title. It's not within my task. It's not my job description. It's not my pay rate. I'm not obligated. It's not what my job to do. I already know that. That was asserted 5 times at me. Like, you're like, So this lady called me 5 times on the phone. Over 5 times now. Back and forth. So you want to play a contingency game. You want to play a contingency game, right? First of all, she did not even send out the mass SMM text following our phone calls to send me the appointment, confirm you got an appointment, send Y for yes, send Y for yes, send N for no. I didn't get that. All other appointments with the other agent, Mr. Rob, I got all of them. But you never did it. You never sent me that mass communication, that notification system. You never sent me that communication system, that mass SMS customer relations tool or client management relations tool. You never utilized that. And this morning, telling me you be talking over me. No, I be talking forward. I be talking I be talking forward, not flat, but forward, straight at point. So you don't like that. But this morning she didn't deny it. She said, "Oh, well, that's cool. That's fine. That's cool. That's fine." No, it ain't cool. It's not fine. Because as a subjugate, every knick, knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Anything that's familiar or remotely close of an era, of a fault, of a conflict, of a chastise, of a violation, of a breach, they're gonna bring it on your back. They're looking at everything there is to hold you accountable, even if it's something erroneous on their part, on their half. That's what's going on in this entire situation. She just promised and or threatened me just now. Said, "I'm not coming into your office." She said, "Okay, well, I will start the termination process right now." I said, "Bitch, okay, you want to play?" I ain't say that, but I'm like, "Okay, you want to play a game?" You have not sent me a notice in the mail. You have not sent me a notice in the mail like you initially said you were going to do for a solid meeting. And you have not detailed, dictated, finalized, confirmed, authorized, or communicated the form of the meeting. So today she's like, "Oh, let me see where I can fit telehealth on my schedule and whatnot," right? I'm tap dancing. I'm going through it. They tapping the energy. They tapping energy. So I'm going through it. I'm waiting for her to call. So she calls and she says, "Oh, I couldn't get the telehealth meeting because your initial meeting was in person." Bullshit. It's a game. You're trying to see that I'm trying to have control over my persons. Okay? You're trying to see that I'm trying to not just mitigate but avoid blame for being forced to come in person to sit down before people and be chastised for something I did not do, influence, or effectuate, period. No matter my response and or mild or medium reactions thereof, your bullshit, their bullshit, Central City. You cannot show and prove. It is my goal. It is my goal. It is my greatness. It's what I pride myself on, documenting my life experience as a subjugate. And I can meet and exceed the bareback base burden of proof. Let me repeat this to you. I can meet and exceed the burden of proof of bureaucratic, formalistic, robotismic, satismic, superiorismic, electric influence when you're dealing with administrative, systemic monsters in darkness and game, deep subjugation. Maybe not overall for you, but I've been through the whole string. Maybe just at the moment when you're meeting a clerk at the Department of Human Services, or you're dealing with a CPS, or you're dealing with social services, or you're dealing with a doctor, or you're dealing with a nurse. These personalities and these minds and these administrative persons, they are entranced. They're entrenched. They're entrenched in a trance. Okay? To control, to behavior modify, to devalue you, to defame you, to use up your physical, mental, fictional, your subsidy energy, all those type of energies. Okay? And you have to know when you're going through it and when you're up against it. Period. So she said, well, I'm not going to I'm not going to scream at you, and I'm not going to be placed in a situation where I'm talking to you or at you and it looks like I'm screaming at you. This lady has done a whole lot of wild shit already. Micro and medium wild shit. Along with her agent. Okay? As a stack up as, okay, you dealing with some doofy, dusty ass, motherfucking bot-like, bureaucratic bear horse. A bureaucratic bear horse. A BBH. A bureaucratic bear horse. BBH. Or how about we say bull bear horse. A bureaucratic bear bull horse of chicken mess. Caca. If we said it proper in that tongue. So now you got a ultimatum or contingency. You have went interpersonally, energetically, back and forth with me, as you call it, or as you say I'm doing, not allowing you to talk, talking over you. So now you give me an ultimatum. Come in the office or don't, or I'm going to immediately terminate your your service or your voucher. The other option of transfer wasn't even on, it was stated, but that wasn't, oh, you're gonna, so your malicious acts of termination, I already called it. It's on the other video. 30 minutes or an hour prior to you saying that. You don't think I've foreseen, post-scripted, reviewed, dissected, detailed, mixed up, juggled, weighed out your responses, your underlying energy and attitude, and deep malicious motive thereof? That's why I'm like, this is brewing. I don't want to be a part of what's brewing. I just need to do something. I need to file my grievance or something. I need to put this on flash drive and I need to copy it and send it to several departments that's over their department. Then people are like, well, I miss what's going on. I miss what's going on. They made the whole thing uninformed and a scrap thing, and calls it a deep rough scramble in the transition, just based off the information, deep lack thereof. And that's one. Two, you inspect two places, and the observation of the two places of the doorpost, one of the first two properties had a doorpost that wasn't even affixed to the frame so that it could be secured so nobody can just jiggle the way in. This other property, this last property, unit 7, the same for the back door, right? Yeah, I chose it, but I froze it. Yeah, I might have said or thought it's best, but it's stress. I'm fighting with them making this a shaky thing and choosing and picking roughly, deeply roughly, that's not supposed to be in part of the process, and trying to help you mentally and socially, economically stable through such resource of housing that was granted, that was allocated to these organizations, to these municipalities. So now I don't even know the word right now, but now you're making me the scapegoat. You're causing me the issue. You're causing me to be the issue and or the problem and or the effect and or, you know what I'm saying, like this outstanding thing that I'm really, really not. I'm just outstandingly compassionate, articulable. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little literate. I'm cognizant. I've been through more hearings, more meetings, more forms, more signings, more formality, more process, more formality, more process than you can even know. The only difference is I'm just the subjugate, the client, the patient, the customer that can express it when it is time to show that you are playing a very dark, evil, subjective, bias in a personal game and trying to fold it all on, again, the client, the customer, the subjugate. I'm ready to tell them to terminate it. No, don't do that, bro. You worked hard for that. You worked too hard for that. Don't do that. Don't tell them to cancel that shit, bro. Don't let them terminate it. If it's done in malice, and it could be proved, and you're adding a stack on the governmental, administrative, municipal, social, you know, effects that I was trying to come out from, that's that meant for, then there's got to be a claim for it. If in fact, without a shadow of a doubt, some form or context applied of a prima facie case. Some people say, oh, that prima facie don't apply here or there. Its core context, and doctrinal application, prima facie in its simple form means flat on his face. Flat on his face. A case that is flat on his face. Okay? Flat on face. But the reason why it gets so deep in its use, or they make it so niche-y, you know what I'm saying? Or they play a semantics, because guess what? Courts is not meant to be easily there for the subjugate. Their issues, their corrections of wrong convictions or charges or guilt is not made to be, hey, flat on his face. We see flat on his face is not the fault of this guy, his character, what he wanted or intended to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to go this far with him. No, it's not like that. But anyway, when I say prima facie, I say I have the ability, since it is of my responsibility, it is on me. The weight is on me to provide, to be the purveyor of information, of documentation, of reports, of happenings, to substantiate my claim of you doing this maliciously, roughly, to effectuate undue mental, biological, vocational, social, economic, undue strain on that individual and that person. And to be honest, I expressed a lot to this young, brown, black, tan, Indian, African, hybrid, whatever. I explained to him a lot of my struggles that probably wasn't for his ear, because it showed to be not for his mind. He's not a brother. He's not a brother from another mother. He's a brown or black man. I don't give a fuck if you're over 21. You're a brown or black man or boy if you don't have some integrities. I'm not talking about preference on things either. I'm not talking about stay on point. I'm talking about if you don't have integrities or morals or principles of a brown, Indian, African, pan-Indian, African, you know what I'm saying? Tribe, nation, culture, blood, history, usurpations, common plight. If you're not working with that at heart, at mind, and realizing something, bro, fuck that world. You dead to my world, my ancestors' world. You oppositional defiant to God, my God. And you deeply indoctrinated and dark, robotismic, brainwashed, behavior modified. Oh, I went to school, I can do this, I could be over people. You can't tell me the meaning and the motion as much as my manuscript, my manifest of experience, of exposure, micro and medium. Because some motherfuckers been but I shot it a few times and I had to step over a puddle. I'm not coming with rash. I'm not coming with any ratchet. I'm coming with a lot of reason and rebuttal and review to shed light on a lot of shit that people go through. Some people are still homeless or back to homeless because of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course you'll say that. There's deep systemic reasons as well. Not just because of the problems you can think of as their defects, or how you see them, or want to see them, or how you trying to, read what they do. All right, well, let's pick at that. Let's pick at that. That's the cause. That's what it is. Nah, just like meet the legend, meet underscore the legend, or meet the underscore legend. She talked about how some choose to be transients just because the deep wake up of systemic things, nature things, and commerce and subjugation of you know what I'm saying, municipality and taxes and laws to just take over your body, your mind, and your soul, and control you, not guide you and manage you. You know what I'm saying? As it can be beyond what is called for or need, for the excuses of the individuals who still oh, they're there to protect and serve. Swan, donuts, dictations against anything that is divine, humane, of any moral turpitude, fiber, or context or meaning. Have you seen Good Burger when they was still in the hospital? When they they rounded up all the Good Burger teams. Now I know my name is Crew, KRU, KRUE, KG. They rounded him up, and they rounded them up the same way. Mondo Burger, municipality of Montgomery County, Virginia. I can't stop that story. It don't matter if it's a big claim, small tort, it don't matter, reconciliation, recourse or not. It will continue to be talked about until it's time for me to expire.